Hello and welcome to Between Sets with Church. Today we are at beautiful Nelson Square along the lake shore of Kempenfelt Bay with Mr. Steve Taunton. Welcome to the show, Steve.
Thanks so much. Great to be here.
Well, thank you so much for having us. I was just saying earlier, the last time I had seen you, it's been a few years.
It has. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
I remember meeting you and Chris at the coffee house.
That's right. Yeah. We chatted. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. Thanks again for doing this. Let's go back to pre-Nothing Box, if you don't mind. So a little bit about maybe your childhood to growing up as a teenager and getting into music.
Okay. Well, the ironic thing. So I grew up in Montreal, and I learned guitar because I got grounded for a month when I was 14. It was a B&E sort of. It was what it really was.
Now the truth comes out.
Yeah, it comes out right off the bat. We've got a felony. No, there was this little cabana that was fenced and you could rent it, and it had an in-ground swimming pool, and it wasn't being used. And me and a bunch of friends just snuck in there and just wanted to hang out there for the evening. We had this bottle of a concoction that one of them had made from little bits and pieces
Jungle
of his dad's.
juice?
Jungle juice,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
So we had that. Anyway, somehow it got back around to my father, and all of a sudden there was banging on the door, and it was him. And so he was not impressed, needless to say, and he grounded me for a month. No computer, no TV, no nothing. So I picked up the guitar. So that's really when I started to play. And that led to, a couple high school bands that never really went anywhere.
Yeah.
And then in 1990, when I was 19, I moved to Toronto because there was a much better rock scene.
Yeah.
And so I came here and joined my first rock band in Toronto, which was called Porno Graffiti.
I think I recall that name. Yeah.
Yeah. We started out as an extreme tribute, and then we kept the name and did original stuff, and it was fun. It was an awakening for me. That was my first real band.
So how did Nothing Box develop?
Okay, so years later, I just got tired of dealing with singers. And singers were tired of dealing with me because I used to be a very busy guitar player, and I used to write riffs, and my singers would be like, "Where am I supposed to sing? It's just all guitar. There's no room." And so I just got tired of the dynamic. So and at the same time, I was on some new medication that made my hands really tremulous. So I couldn't play like I used to. I couldn't shred. So I started writing much better songs because they were simpler, and I started singing them, thinking that eventually I would bring a singer in and he would take it on. And then I couldn't, because the lyrics that I was writing in Nothing Box were far more personal. Hearing someone else sing my words just didn't feel right, even if they were a great singer. Yeah. So I just started singing myself, and I got progressively better. I was pretty terrible in the beginning. I'm still not the greatest singer in the world, but I'm able to. I've got a thing, I've got a style that works, and so Nothing Box has been essentially my recording project since year 2000, and then I've put a couple live incarnations together so I could play gigs, at the Fox, in Toronto, Horseshoe, that type of thing, and that was pretty much the evolution of Nothing Box.
Yeah, and you had a little success with that. You got some college airplay, etc. And
yeah, we did with these. So I recorded 6 songs at Mojo Studio, Neil Devereaux.
Yep.
And they never ended up getting mastered because he it's a long story, but I used the unmastered tracks. They were mixed, they just weren't mastered. And I released them, and Butterfly ended up being a success in Australia and Malaysia, and then it got picked up by a lot of stations in the South, like Texas liked us, and Seattle, different markets, So we did okay there for a little while, and I thought I was on my way, but it's a fleeting thing, and if you can't keep, I didn't have a single to release right after that, and before too long people move on, right?
Yeah.
So, but I did get that taste of a little bit of of success. And in Barrie, we became kind of a big fish in a small pond. You know, we were the band that was headlining most of the shows for a little while there, and that was fun. I loved the Fox. You know, I miss it terribly.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a bit too.
Okay.
But I was just going to say, why don't we? You mentioned Butterfly.
Yep.
Why don't we have a listen to Butterfly, and we'll talk about that after.
Sounds great. And the crowd goes wild. I'm like the driving rain against your pale skin. Before you let me go, you gotta let me in. I like to get high, I like the view from there. And if you didn't come, I know you didn't care. I leave a bad taste, I'm just a bitter pill. I'll make you do things you said you never will. I don't apologize, I make a dirty mess. I'll make you dream about a little dirtiness. You're like a butterfly, I'm on your honey trail. You're gonna succeed where everybody fails. Ooh, my butterfly, my butterfly. Ooh, my butterfly. Butterfly. Ooh, I'll make you dream about, ooh, a little dirtiness. Ooh, shut your dirty mouth. Ooh, take off that turtle dress. Ooh, you gotta let me in. Ooh, you gotta let me in.
So we were talking earlier about, you mentioned the Fox Lounge and the importance of that in the city. And let's face it,
Oh, yeah.
Everyone knows that it was such a huge impact on the Barrie scene, etc. It was also a big support system for you as well.
Absolutely.
And I know that you wear your heart on the sleeve,
Yeah,
and you're open to the challenges and the things that you face on a daily basis. Do you want to talk a little bit about that and also how music works with your issue and issues and how you've used that to overcome and face challenges?
Absolutely. So I hope I don't say anything untoward, but I have a mental health diagnosis. I'm bipolar. I've been struggling with that my whole life. I got diagnosed when I was 30. And I never did any drugs or anything when I was young because I was always so manic from the bipolar that I didn't need any chemicals because I was just naturally high, you know. And then, but later in life, I did develop a pretty serious drug habit. And if it wasn't for music, I would have been lost. You know, I was able to outlet what I was feeling, some really dark stuff, and turn it into art, because I would take whatever I was struggling with, whatever it was, and I would turn it into songs, you know. And quite often the lyrical content would be dark, but the songs themselves would be beautiful, and I really liked that contrast. I like that kind of dichotomy.
Yeah.
So, but it's saved my life to this day. You know, I still purge things that are bothering me into lyrics, and then once I give them life, then I'm able to let them go and kind of be their own thing, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a pit inside of me.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, there was another track that we're going to listen to soon. I'll let you introduce, because talking about the lyrics, not quite what you think they are, as we heard, or we're going to listen to rather. Do you want to do the intro to that track?
Sure. So the song's called True Romance, which normally I can never say true romance properly. Luckily, those words aren't in the lyrics, but it's a beautiful song, and there's lots of references about, you know, till death do us part and this sort of thing. So a lot of people hear it because it's a very pretty tune, and they think it's a ballad, and I've actually had people ask me if I would play it at their wedding. But if you listen carefully, it's actually about a husband, a jealous husband, whose wife leaves him and he stalks her, and in the end it ends rather tragically. Yeah, but it's done to a very beautiful vocal melody, beautiful song, and I like that. You know, I like to do that, and I mean, I compare it to Every Breath You Take by the Police, because Sting said the same thing. You know, everybody was always like, it's such a beautiful song, and he's like, it's about a stalker, you know. So I kind of took a page from his book.
Yeah, that's cool. Why don't we have a listen to that?
Yeah, that'd be
while
great.
it's fresh. Yeah, awesome.
Darling, with so many scars, I'll get you wherever you are. Can't you see? There isn't a place that's too far for me, where I can watch you while you sleep. I promise till death do us part. I meant it with all my heart. Would you please come back and we'll make a new start? And you're gonna love the real me. Nothing could keep us apart. It's destiny. Your friends and family will start to question me. They don't know what's in my heart. They'll be sorry when I'm through. I need to look into your eyes again. I want you to realize at last, you know, that all their treacherous lies took you away. They took you far away from me. When we met, it was an army of two. No problem too big we couldn't get through. And I know there's nothing different, the same is still true. But you took my oxygen away. I need you back, and I'll do anything. You're taking counsel from fools. I can't believe that you'd leave me to fight alone. I make my way right through any enlightened soul who thought they'd block my way to you. I'm coming for you, I hope you're alone. But I see his name on your cellular phone through red. I lost my mind tonight, what have I done, my God? Baby, I'm not mad at you. Please, baby, I'm not mad at you.
Going through the phases that you've gone through, do you find songwriting has actually helped going from kind of a dark to light scenario?
It depends. I've had so many different sort of phases. Like there was a little phase a while back when I was in active addiction and not well mentally. It was during the Fox days, and I wrote some really, really, really great, very dark stuff, and it wasn't cathartic. It actually kind of amped me up even more. And then there's other times, like I have a song called Good Night. It's really short. I'll recite it for you because I love the lyrics. I wrote it for my son when he was in a crib. He's a gigantic, hairy 25-year-old man now. But when he was in a crib, I wrote the song Good Night, and it actually wrote itself. It took about as long to write as it'll take me to recite it. And lyrics are, the point I'm trying to make is even when I write a beautiful love song, there's a darkness to it. So the lyrics are, and as this night grows long, my selfish, painful song awakens demons, daylight helps to bury deep. I pray to God you'll stay asleep. For you I try to find elusive peace of mind. For you I try to buy my soul back from the cold. I pray God your soul to keep. Please stay asleep. And when you dream, I hope you swim in clear blue water. I hope that dreams can cleanse the sins of fathers. I hope you dream that you can fly. So when the daylight breaks and green eyes start to wake, I hope you know that through the darkness of the night, I saw tomorrow by your light. And when you're old and gray, these words I write today will still be true long after I have breath to say them. You were the one who saved my life. Sleep well, good night.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I think it's a beautiful song, but it's still got a darkness to it,
Yeah,
and that seems to kind of be my MO. But I love that tune.
Well, let's talk about some happier things,
All right,
shall we?
let's do
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So what do you got coming down the pipe?
So actually, there's a lot going on right now. I've got a couple acoustic gigs coming up. One in July at CW Coops. Can't remember the date, or I would plug it. But it's a songwriters showcase, so I'm looking forward to that. And I'm actually in the process of doing 2 videos for Nothing Box Tunes.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and one of them is Butterfly, which is just going to be a fun party tune, and the other one is Haunt Me, which is another really dark tune, and I've got a great actress and everything. I'm looking forward to it. So we're working on that, and I'm working on putting the band back together.
Sweet.
Yeah, there's a guy. So I am part of a self-help fellowship. And 12-step, and there's a young drummer named Graham, just a great kid who we've jammed at JSN a few times.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, and it's working out really well. And my old drummer, Jason Hill, not drummer, bass player, he's talking about starting to come back too. So
Sweet, nice.
Yeah, I might actually have the band back together in the next few months. I hope so. 'Cause
Yeah.
as much as I enjoy playing acoustic shows and that sort of thing. There's nothing like playing live and
Yeah.
loud, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, that really gives you something to look forward to, is getting the band going and,
Oh,
and
yeah.
getting things rolling
Actually
again.
play solos again, you know. Like,
Yeah.
like I was known for my lead guitar playing, and with the acoustic stuff, obviously I don't take solos and stuff, right? So yeah, I'm stoked for it.
Yeah.
I'm really stoked.
Sweet.
I've been stuck in a rut for 100-some days. Been trying not to meet your innocuous gaze. I've been drinking you pretty, but you're lost in the haze. And I bet either you or your girlfriend stays. I've been going through motions and towing the line. I'm gritting my teeth when I tell you I'm fine. I'm losing my grip, one belief at a time. And I'm getting ready to leave it behind. This is where it gets heavy. This is where it gets bent. I've been here for so long, feels so right to be wrong. This is where it gets heavy. I left her a note on the bedroom wall. I dialed her twice from a bathroom stall. Guess I'd rather have bad luck than no luck at all. 'Cause later tonight I ain't taking her call. This is where it gets heavy. This is where it gets obscene. I've been holding so tight, maybe just for tonight. This is where I make a scene. This is where it gets ugly. This is where I come undone. I've been here for so long, feels so right to be wrong. This is where it gets heavy. This is where I'm not so strong. This is where I turn up gone. This is where I undo all the things that I've worked on so hard for so long. This is where it gets heavy. This is where I'm not so strong. This is where I turn up gone. This is where I undo all the things that I worked on so hard for so long. This is where it gets heavy. This is where it gets obscene. I've been holding so tight, maybe just for tonight. This is where I make a scene. This is where it gets heavy.
Any last minute advice you can give to some of our listeners as far as plugging away, especially from the scenario that you've been in, to keep fighting, keep going, and keep music strong?
Absolutely. You know, I've had moments where, you know, I thought, whatever, I didn't think I could come back from, or I didn't think that I could continue. And, you know, if you surround yourself with the right people and you do the next right thing, that's the main thing, right? Like, it's overwhelming when you're facing those kind of struggles, but you just take it a day at a time.
Yeah, yeah.
And you do the next right thing, and the good things come, you know?
Great advice.
And as far as music goes, man, you know, use the music to tell your story.
Yeah. Use it wisely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
Thank
Greatly
you so
appreciate
much.
it.
It's great to see you again.
So great to see you again.
And my pleasure.
Cheers.